Y'all remember who Ross W. Bush is? No, not Ross W. Bush. Ross W. the ticker. ROSSW. Remember that? The warrant saying get those like 80 cents. Well, they went like $1.10. Of course, I took most of my profit out. They went on right back down to about 80 cents. And then blammo, splamo, plamo. Today, they ripped. Why? We're going to get into it. Macro, first of all, you got to know today, $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill has passed the Senate. The craziest thing about this, when you study macro and you see some crazy numbers like this, there's no way you can believe half the things you hear. Look at this. It voted and passed by 69 to 30. 69 for it, 30 against it. How come all the other times it didn't even come close to passing, but this time, after all the senators bought the dip, maybe, then they all said, okay, yeah, we're gonna definitely pass this now. Dude, I don't care what they say, there's hardly anything changed in it. They still have all the weird, super weird stuff that is bloated with. It's got a lot of infrastructure, but they actually deflated the infrastructure and made it more of the gushy stuff that should have made it so it shouldn't pass. It passed, that's all that mattered. Okay, whatever, we'll move on. It still hasn't passed the House. It's still gotta go to the House. They're technically on vacation. Today they just announced though, a couple hours ago, that they are coming back from vacation early in about 2 weeks. So we should have a decision by the House 2 weeks. If it passes the Senate, from friends I know, they said it's more than likely gonna pass through the House. I have no idea. I don't know what numbers Democrat or Republican are sitting on either side or anything about it, but they're saying that more than likely it will pass the House. So let's just pretend like we shouldn't be investing like this is done. We already have another one that's even over double bigger than this, but we'll get to that later. Right now, let's focus on this. Wilbur Ross. Remember, this is actually the Trump bro. He was real good friends with Trump and world traveler dude, super well connected. Ross Acquisition II, ticker ROSS, said to be in talks to merge with GAN Systems via Bloomberg. This hit today. So this is a rumor. The secretary got paid off. The janitor might have got paid off. Who are they? Who is GAN Systems? Why do we care? I love it. First of all, let me just clear the air. Smaller, lower cost, more efficient power systems. What are they? They're like semiconductors. They're like little computers that basically power everything. Consumer electronics, your cell phone, your MacBook Air, your little white fingers and you're sticking out your ear right now. Data centers, 5G, renewable energy, industrial, automotive. What's amazing about this play and why I love it right off the bat is it doesn't matter which one of these might be going up, we can get love from it. I love these plays, dude. It's not just a data center. It's not just a Apple white finger out your ear. It's not just solar panels, not just one EV dude hanging out the trunk. We get the whole moat. And this is like, let's call it, you know the difference between lithium-ion batteries, right? Your standard lithium-ion batteries that everybody has right now, and there's a shortage of all that, you need cobalt. Well, you know the new generation ones, where you don't need the cobalt. I'm thinking of QS, QuantumScape, the solid-state batteries. Let's pretend like this is the solid-state next generation computer chip. They're basically equal. This isn't a battery, but this is the computer, but it's the super high-end, awesome new one that just basically makes all the old chips extinct. These guys have patents. Not only do we get these sectors here, look at this though, space. 7 days ago, they announced space industry launches with GAN systems. GAN transistors powering space applications, including the Jupiter exploration, suborbital space travel, satellite communication, some. This is crazy, folks. So we get space in here too. What's it made out of? No cobalt, but there's something called gallium. God put some amazing things on this earth. One of them is gallium. You can mine, this is a mined thing, but dude, it's insane. It makes stuff lighter, more efficient. You know, I don't remember the exact numbers. I think it's like 80% smaller though. So you used to have a chip that was, you know, a foot by a foot by a foot. Now you can get it around 2 inches by 2 inches by 2 inches. It's huge. How the power of semiconductor market is evolving. You notice the macro picture about semiconductors? It's like all they've been talking about for like 9 months. We have a shortage of semiconductors. That's why everything you can't buy right now and we're inflating the prices. I don't believe it. I've told you before, I got friends over in Asia that I have seen from zero start at all to starting making a full chip for electronic skateboards. And they're confusing as heck. It's not a simple thing to do. The battery management system, the computer brain of it, he went from nothing to something in 3.5 weeks to having it made in 6 weeks' time. If that dude can make that, there's no way Asia or the United States can't do the same for some random silicone chips that are totally abundant that are supposedly missing. I don't believe that story either. Regardless, this is the cool factor. This is one of the cool things that have come up. Shortage of semiconductors. We got it. This is it. Was all that FUD about semiconductors just so they can buy this with Ross? I don't know. Data centers. Have you looked up data center stocks? We've talked about a couple of them. They're absolutely massive. Tens of billions and billions and billions of dollars, dude. We get that too. We can make them more efficient. If we can make data center volume exposure and take it down 90 to 80% of the volume they need to fill a warehouse, that is massive money saving. I love the fact that these guys have also been hitting these press releases. August 10th, August 5th, August 3rd, July 26th, 22nd, 21st. You see what I'm getting at? They're not just like some random company that's not doing anything. Oh, by the way, you can buy this stuff now. This is kind of a trip here. Here's some like new age speaker that you can buy. Revolutionary Sing Cell Alpha speaker features GaN system transistors. Twisted transistors. This speaker looks dope. I want to hear what this thing sounds like. Think of like concert speakers where you had to have like a big old floor, huge, like, 6-foot speaker you could stand up on and headbang and throw beer at people and stuff. Well, imagine if all you needed was this thing now to put up the same amount of oomph. I want to hear this thing bad. I want to hear it. I might buy one. Does anyone have one of these things? The Cell Alpha features 2 subwoofers. See that? You basically have 2 subwoofers facing each other in some crazy glassage channel. Only possible because look how small the magnets are. If you don't know anything about speakers, like the magnet on a lot of subwoofers is like as long as girthy as this place here, but it looks like on here it's like ½ inch. This is huge. There's some articles. This is just fluffed. We've got third-party stuff. Tons of articles, data back up the gallium versus silicone. Remember, silicone is what we have now that is basically super outdated. Gallium is the new cool, let's call it the solid-state battery version, all right? Silicone versus gallium nitride, properties and applications in semiconductors. There's tons of articles. Here's even one for Android. So GaN, the company that this is merging with, GaN Charging explained why this next-gen charging tech is so powerful. Gallium nitride picks up where silicone ends. It's stronger, runs cooler, and is finally cost-effective enough to end up in cheap devices like chargers. So that's the other deal with this. It's not like these solid-state batteries where they're smaller and all that, but they're also expensive. These are actually way cheaper too. So you can like get a home charger that can power up to 10 items, 5 to 10 items versus 1. So you're like 5x the amount of juice they can put out, but it's safer, cooler. I know all the latest phone chargers I've had, they get hot, the cord gets hot, it eliminates that. There's fires that happen, it happens, man. This is when I bought this right when I got the rumor, okay? I think it was like $1.08 I got in, which is great. It had about a 30% rally. It was sitting about 85 cents for the warrant. And remember, this is the second or third time I've already been in it, so I'm already positive. Still bought it for less than what I sold it for last time, which is great. That's why I buy stuff before it's cool. Moving on. I bought even more when I saw this. Finally saw this. Massive tier 1 brands are using them. Right away is one of the first things to look for. What brands are already utilizing them? Number 1, Philips. Bought some, okay? Look at this. 4x reduction in power loss. 5x smaller AC adapters. 50x higher wireless power transfer. 50 times wireless power transfer. That is huge. So this, think about, okay, so there's actually been articles for, Index, I don't even remember the name. I was reading about it yesterday. Anyways, wireless charging for vehicles, okay? There's basically pads that you can pull up on your, Tesla semi truck or whatever you drive, and the pad will like wirelessly shoot up juice to juice up your battery, okay? That's the future. At stoplights, at Target, right? You can park in their wireless charging parking spot and just charge a car. Anyways, 50x higher wireless power transfer. So all those new charging patterns, Tesla, everyone's gonna be using. Guess what chips they're gonna be using? These guys right here. This is massive, 50x. Okay, Philips, they have a fast charger that uses their guts. Class D audio. I believe Class D audio is like bass stuff, bass. 400 watt continuous, 550 watt peak. So another thing, like audio, man, like if you can get an amplifier that is 80% smaller, but have even more oomph and run cooler, because amplifiers like in cars and all that boats, everything gets super hot, yada yada. Well, here's the new solution. Already using with that. Then this brand here, bought even more when I saw this. Siemens, dude. Siemens? Y'all heard of them? Huge electric company, let's just call them electric. They make all kinds of stuff. I don't know how many billions of dollars Siemens is. I'm gonna guess like $50 to $100 billion company. I don't even know. Okay? Massive. I don't even know what the heck this machine is here. Higher output motor drive. Doesn't even look like a motor, but there's like a touch screen. What is this? Faster motor response time, integrated filter, braking chopper deactivation for battery energy recovery. Braking chopper? It's for like a car? I don't know. This is crazy though. 25% lower system cost, 50% lower power loss, 50% smaller motor drives, plasma laser drivers. Give me a plasma laser thingy. 10x smaller. This is huge, people. Let's figure out, does anyone know what this motor drive is? How is that a motor? What does that power? Let me know, please. Okay, and then this one, guess what? I might be biting my little bit more here. GAN Systems 19 hours ago just decided to tweet this. This impressive hardware for an even more impressive trip. Faithful trip is really coming together. For this mission, JPL will need instruments to collect and measure critical data while the spacecraft is in orbit. Spacecraft? To power these activities, they have shifted to GAN systems. Boom. Look at this, y'all. Oh, my GIF didn't work. I was supposed to have a GIF of, you tell me what his name is, the chopper guy. Look at this. You know the guy from Mario with the chain and the chomper, he goes like this, tries to eat Mario. Anyways, NASA said, no, this isn't space pizza oven. I enjoy the humor, thank you. Hardware for the Europa Clipper spacecraft is taking shape, and elements are on their way to JPL's spacecraft assembly facility. Targeted for a 2024 launch, Europa Clipper will explore Jupiter's icy moon Europa. Whoa, dude. We're gonna explore Jupiter? So we're gonna like toss this thing on Jupiter and it's icy on the moon? Whoa, I haven't seen any pictures ever, have you guys, of Jupiter's moon. I've seen Jupiter's one with a big ring, right? Or is that Saturn? Uh-oh. Anyways, an icy planet, or well, moon. that we're gonna explore and the guts that are gonna help that get there is this company. Yeah, this is cool. Can you see like Branson or Bezos like turning this thing into a spaceship and it just like opens up clamshell? Oh, you know, and the mist comes out, opens up. Pretty neat. Not only that, the cool CEO. We have a cool CEO. In fact, he lives in probably, in my eyes, the very best place in the world to live, to be a CEO for growth sector, let's call it. Not only that, he pays to play, or does Forbes pay him? You let me know. He writes for Forbes while they interview him. Forbes gets information from Jim Witham. This is the CEO of the company, CEO of GAN Systems. San Francisco Bay Area, Molino Park, Silicon Valley, California. This is where you want to be for tech. Jim Witham. Jim joins GAN Systems from NeoConnex, a manufacturer of high-density miniature connectors. A CEO of NeoConnex, he successfully implemented strategic changes, blah, blah, blah. There's another company that's like this. Let's call it the competitor, right? NeoConnex. Their old CEO is now the CEO of this company. He's been here for 3 years. So this is like, I'm looking at it as, you know, maybe a little bit cooler of a company. I don't know. I think they're both rad. I never even knew that NeoConnex was coming to stock market, but we'll get to that in a second. But that one actually is already going to the SPAC market. He said, we're setting high benchmarks with our new automotive products and qualification testing that exceed the industry standards, said Jim, CEO. Automotive is a key market for GAN Systems. We're reducing battery size. So batteries, like I was saying earlier, they need the brains. So you can have the solid state battery, but guess what? The solid state battery still needs a brain. Where are they going to get that brain? Right here. What if QuantumScape is going to utilize the brain of these people? Dun, dun, dun. Extended driving range. You want extended driving range in your Tesla? Here you go. And keeping the power of electronic systems small and lightweight, and all imperative to the current future electronic vehicle design development. Huge. You can literally come and buy the guts on big sites here. Some of their products you can buy now. I'm not going to act like I know what any of these are. Just computery, mothery, boardery, chip-looking things. So this isn't something that, you know, within 5 to 17 years we'll be able to have our first product. No, you can buy them now. Philips is already using them. Siemens is already using them. I love it. Why buy? Remember the one I was talking about above that already went via SPAC market? Right here. How did I miss this one? Live Oak acquisition, the second. Ticker LOKB plus. This is the warrant. So check it out. This thing had a low of $1.47, let's call it. But it still hasn't ticker changed yet, and it's sitting at $1.86. And I'd say SPACs are sitting pretty darn low still. So right away, if the competitor to the one where the Ross one is $1.86, and the Ross one's only at, let's call it $1.10-ish, dude, that's like 40% of your money right there, almost guaranteed. Come on, man. Love it. How about a de-SPACed semiconductor that isn't as cool as this company? I'm talking about Indie subconductors. Remember this one, Indie? Dude, this company was kind of cheesy. Remember that? Remember I was doing the investor presentation? It's like, they talk about a lot of things going to help out electronic vehicle chargers, all that, but everything was kind of cheesy. You never knew who the CEO was. I don't know. I just kind of got a weird vibe from him. Anyways, this thing is de-SPACed, and the warrants are at $2.50. In my eyes, there's no way Ross will not at least hit $2.50 if Indy can do it, de-SPACed. Is that a 2X? That's an easy 2Xer. Blam, blam, blammo. Now, why do we talk about the first thing? Well, because the first thing with the Senate and all that, there's a lot of electronic vehicle stuff going on in there, in that bill from the Senate. And so they're still going to be pushing the semiconductor thing and electronic vehicles. Who will benefit from it? Everything that these people do. Give me more. I love this play. More coming soon. I was talking about macro with this. So that was a 1.5 quote unquote infrastructure bill that just got passed. There's another one coming. I'm actually working on a video of that. This dude here said, how do you describe the Democrats' $3.5 trillion tax and spending spree in 3 words? I'll go first. He says reckless, radical, and unprecedented. I'm just going to call it out. Buy the dip.